dedicates 8 hours a day role-playing as a toddler.
I'm in baby mode on and off all day.
And Jess's daddy is caring for her.
I'm 20, but not really, because I'm 5.
Adopted mommy and daddy who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl.
I identify as an 8-year-old girl called Denise. Therefore, I am an 8-year-old girl.
That's right, folks. I am an 8-year-old girl tonight. I'm moderating as an 8-year-old girl on the show, right? Because I'm jealous of Andre's and Cyber's green screens. So, either way. Of course, folks, only the MCU'S Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast. I'm so used to our poster being over here in the corner and me referring to it and whatnot. It's not there. It's kind of fucking me up. We're doing our Flash review. I think this is probably the actually earliest we've ever. I think this is the earliest we've probably ever reviewed a film. I think that as far it just released here in Southwest Florida for me last night. When did it come out for you, Andres?
Around like at midnight. So, it premiered yesterday for us.
Okay,
here in New Jersey. So,
Cyber, when did it? Was it Thursday night that it became you could see it, or Thursday you could see it by you?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So now, of course, folks, I just want to go ahead and thank everybody that checks out the show, the review, and whatnot. Everything. Thank you for all our live participants and all the different platforms we're on. We appreciate all of you, all subscribers and followers, everything and whatnot. You're all great people. Thank you very much for supporting us. I want to thank Cyberneticshark, my co-host and veteran content creator, YouTuber, for being on the panel tonight and hold it down with pop culture guy over here, Mr. Andres, the pop culture guy. Getting after it once again, covering some DC with us and whatnot, because he's like our DC guru, right? That lived in the 70s and 60s and shit. Right? Hopefully, we're thinking about starting a new poll. Right, people are going to choose how long you think Andre's tangents are going to go on during the shows, like 14 minutes, 17 minutes, right? Once we ask some questions, so we're checking it out, Andres. We're going to see what the people think here.
No way. It's gonna be short or long. That's all.
By the way, Cyber, that hat is growing on me, bro. Is it growing on you, bro? Because this shit looks dope.
That's why I bought it.
This shit's dope as fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a good hat, bro. That you can't go wrong with black and red, bro. Especially with Batman. Oh, and the shit in the Flash is black and red too. Hey, you know what? Fuck, why wasn't well? I go to Walmart all the time. Why wasn't that shit there when I went?
Well, it came out last year, so you would have had to been there last year at around March time when when this film came out.
That's when they had the 50% discount at the massage parlors.
That too.
Even Dad would bring that up. I think we should make a poll. How many times Jeff brings up the Bernard, whatever he's always talking about? Yeah,
I already have a tally. It's like 365,000 so far.
I've tried. Listen, you don't understand, Andres. I've tried to get rid of
0.25.
I'm trying to get rid of the PTSD and the trauma I suffered for the night that I cannot name her Dommy still. Okay. Right, so like I've got to replace it with something, so
you can replace that with TV or movies, not this Mashar crap thing, whatever you call it.
Oh, okay, yeah. You see how you make out with She-Hulk, like I did not, like you know what I'm saying, Andres. You see you putting yourself in that position. You tell me, right, how you be feeling about all that.
No.
Anyways, folks.
No.
I don't want. We're not here for mental health help or anything. We're not anything like that tonight. We're here to fuck with the Flash. Now, folks, please support Andres and please support Cyber with their individual content, which we'll plug throughout the show. They're both getting close to 1,000 subs. We want to make that happen as soon as possible. And I'm wagering with motherfuckers on this shit. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm playing all the sides here. All right. Now, overall, I just want to make it clear and just ask everybody: is Michael Keaton not the GOAT of the fucking movie or what? Like, Michael Keaton was the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, for me, Andres, I thought he was the GOAT.
Yeah, I guess if you go with the entire movie, yeah. I mean, of course, this was the big marketing tool for this multiverse thing for DC, was bringing Michael Keaton back. Michael Keaton, he's a great actor. I love him. I mean, if you have seen his films like Mr. Mom, Be With Jews, Clean and Sober, Birdman, Jackie Brown,
Jackie Brown.
So many great performances he has done. Of course, the two Tim Burton Batman films are, iconic. I mean, it inspired the Batman animation series. So, so on and so on. But yeah, I was so excited to see him again with this role, and he did not disappoint. I think he was the best highlight of the film, and I think he was the MVP of this film, I think. And it was great to see him in this film.
Thank you, Andre. Giving me Jackie Brown. I just wrote down for our review list for films now, so that'll be going on the list. Next time me and Cyber talk, I'll be adding Jackie Brown in there. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Include me, because that's my favorite Tarantino film.
Oh, you know what, Andre? I'm gonna give you a hug soon, buddy. I promise. A cyber hug. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Cyber was come on now. Was the original Batman, the original Batman of the soul of the film, and Batman, was he not the GOAT of the film?
I do not agree there. I think it was a tie for GOAT for this film. Because I think all three main characters were phenomenal. But I have to give it out to that Sasha Kala. She did a fantastic job as Supergirl. I was really shocked at how good she was. So I have to give her the GOAT as well, because she was fantastic. But yeah, I mean, Michael Gowen's always going to be the key. He's the GOAT. He's always going to be the best. He's always going to be one of my all-time favorite actors. He's just always awesome and amazing. The fact that the batsuit that he wore in this film was the exact same batsuit he wore in the last Batman movie he was in 1992, and he still fit in it. To me, it is GOAT material right there. So, but I definitely have to give a triple GOAT out to all three actors in this, because they all did a fantastic job. Ezra Miller, Sasha Kal-El, and Michael Keaton, they're all the GOAT.
There you go. You know what, Andres, right there, just to be encapsulated all in the one shot, sir, that is called a fucking A++ contribution from the panel right there. Like, Cyberneticshark just absolutely fucking destroyed it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that he literally fucking did not agree with me, right? You know what I'm saying? Pointed out some good shit. Then on top of that, did agree with me, right? And dropped some overarching shit like, oh, Keaton's the GOAT though, on some shit, right? I mean, and then on top of that, threw some more shit at the end. That was solid. You know what I'm saying? So,
I agree with Cyber.
Yeah. That's Cyber material. We might go viral on that, Cyber.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Andres.
Yeah, like Sasha Kale was great. I mean, I was so happy to see a Columbia actress to play a character. So it was a big deal for me. So I went this movie with my mom, so she really liked it. So yeah, she was great. I was very impressed with her as Supergirl, and hopefully she can come back. We'll see.
Yeah, you know what? I had a Colombian friend I saw named Nydia back in the day in North Carolina. I wish I banged her. I never did. But I wish I did though. She was hot. I should have banged her. It's okay though. You know what? Who knows? In the future, maybe in a different multiverse, a different dimension, I'll bang her. So like a different me will, right? So let's see. Either way though, folks, the Cyber, great job there. And Andre, thank you for supporting me and backing me up on that, because I thought Michael Keaton was the GOAT. Hey, look, they freaking, I just thought towards the end of the film, I thought they really serviced him well in the movie. Like, I thought they really serviced him, Michael Keaton, well. They really treated him well in terms of the character arc they gave him in the film. You know what I'm saying? Connecting us to his Batman, right? It really infused a lot into the film for me. It did. You know what I'm saying? The nostalgia, right? Of the feel. Even though didn't they kind of tinker a little bit? Some of the stuff from his era Batman, didn't they kind of tinker a little bit of it here and there?
Yeah, as Cyber say, the Batsuit is similar to the return suit, but there's minor differences. Like the utility belt is not yellow like the first two Burton films, so it's more black, which is actually layer in the Batman films with the Joel Schumacher films, because those were.
But that makes sense. That's a practical thing. That's just because this is a different the Batman from a different. You know what I'm saying? Every different Batman's going to be. I would like to have seen all the different Batmans.
Yeah,
exactly. Right? But no. Andres, what do you think? No, you love Supergirl, right?
Yeah.
It is Supergirl. Kara is right.
Yes, Kara Zor-El, which she'd say her name.
No,
yeah.
no. I mean, your highest rated video on YouTube is based on her, right? And you've made it clear, like especially in our last review, our last DC animated film review, that you really like the character a lot more than Superman.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I forgot she was in it, Cyber. I was surprised when they opened up the fucking pod. I did not realize that was going to be her. I forgot. I'm like, oh shit, I totally forgot about it. But you're right, Cyber. Good call. She really did. They broke the mold with that casting. That really they went against the grain as far as what they've been doing for a while now with that character. I loved the way they wrote for her. Right. And the lines they gave her, whatnot, everything. What did you think what did you think she added to the Supergirl character to the film in terms of contrast? And like what made her pop out for you and stand out for you in the way she played the character?
I mean, honestly, I think it had to do all with just kind of her demeanor from the get-go. She definitely, you could tell she was different than Kal-El, that she was different than Superman. And so that was a nice, good differentiating thing from Superman, showing that, this is Supergirl. The fact that, she came out of the gate, as soon as she got in the sun, she automatically was kicking butt against all those people up on top, all the Russians and so forth. And I think that she just herself, Sasha Calais, just did a good job of showing an essence of somewhat of that kind of presence of like what Superman would bring, but her own flair on it. And I think that she did a good job of kind of taking her soap opera hijinks that she's done, because she was actually she was a recurring character on General Hospital for 3 years. So I think she took some of that knowledge from what she learned from the soaps and applied it to her acting in this, and which helped her, I feel, have a better transition into film than I would say somebody that's green right out there from the gate, not having done any experience. So I think that alone, her knowing kind of how that works, she just did a good job of bringing that to life and giving us this really solid version of Kara that we hadn't seen before. Because we've had recent Karas. We had Supergirl, the TV show on CW, which, Melissa Benoit did a great job with. But she definitely is a lot different than what Melissa Benoit did with the character of Supergirl, Kara. And so it was nice to see kind of a different transition. And I think even in an interview, Sasha Calais has said that she wanted to kind of embody Wonder Woman a little bit too when it came to portraying Supergirl as well, because Wonder Woman is a huge influence to her. Gal Gadot was a huge influence to her, when that film came out in 2017. So you could see that just the directing of the film too, to show that he pointed her in the right direction and she took over and did a good job. And I don't know, there was something about her that just was magnetizing, and she just did a great job of pulling you in and wanting to watch her play Supergirl. And like I said, I just really enjoyed what she brought and made it different than we've seen before. And it didn't feel like anything was being forced with the character either. It didn't feel like they had a certain agenda with her character being the film. And I think that was my biggest A+, is that she was just Supergirl. She was doing her thing. She was being a hero, learning her thing, because, basically she gave the same story as any other Kara said, that she was sent down to protect Kal-El. She gets stuck in that time warp. And I like that they kept it that way. And just, the fact that, they have a Hispanic woman playing the character too, that, was another thing that I was like, it's okay. So what? It's just a person. It's just a woman. She's playing a woman. What's the big deal? So, I didn't feel like that was, anything that damaged that character either. Even though it wasn't, a blonde, they made her brunette. I actually thought that it was a good choice to change it up a little bit, especially because this is supposed to be a different multiverse anyways. So you could do anything you want with it. So, it's always good when they do good changes that work well. And I feel they did that all with this character, and that Sasha just improved on it and gave us a really solid performance.
Yeah. Same here. I agree. As a huge Supergirl fan, I think the filmmakers did a really good job of depicting Supergirl. She reminds me a lot of the New 52 Supergirl, where Melissa was more like the DC rebirth kind of Supergirl at that time. So so this version is like more moody, more angst, which is appropriate for the New 52. And I thought it was in that with Sasha Calle here. I agree. This is a different multiverse. We're doing multiverse. Like we saw the Hailing Slayer, 1984 Supergirl, like pop out towards the end with those like multiple worlds clashing. So like we confirmed that there's other versions of Supergirl. So so Sasha is not the only one that we're going to see soon. Yeah, and one thing I appreciate, about this Supergirl is just not making a big deal that she's like a female Superman. The characters didn't do that kind of silly thing. It's like, Superman by a female, but no, Barry knows that there's been female Kryptonians before, so it makes sense that they changed that, which is great. I was happy they kept the cousin. Like I was wondering if they're going to keep the cousin of her being related to Kal-El, which was great seeing in the film that they did, because I didn't know if they're going to make Kara be like the version of Kal-El in this multiverse film. But no, they actually kept that. No, she's Kara Zor-El. She's the cousin of Kal-El, slash Superman, which is good. The thing. Oh, and last thing is this. It was great. Like I don't know, you guys have read the Flashpoint storyline, but she does take over Superman's role as being captive from the enemies when she arrived. So like she's taking over the Superman role that was in the Flashpoint storyline. So they did a good job of adapting that here with Supergirl. I just wish we spent more time with her. Despite I like Sakai, I think she did a really great job. I want to see more of her in the film. We see her really at the third and final act, full on Supergirl. I wish we had more time with her, but maybe we can see her again in a solo film. I don't know, whatever this film does well. I hope we see her again. But besides that, like minor gripe of not spending more time with her, I think Supergirl was really great, and she was the highlight of the film, just as well as the Keaton Batman. You mute, Jeff.
Sorry about that. Cyber, come on, where are you at? You just have me on that. Thank you, Andres. No, without deep diving here, I'm not even going to look this up, but if I remember correctly, when we talked about the Gunn Safran slate, doesn't he already have plans for Supergirl already? Didn't he already interject her name or something, or isn't she already in something?
Yes. Well, they're making a movie of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. That's a movie, but we don't know.
They are going to have a solo vehicle for a Supergirl character.
Yes, but we don't know if it's Sasha or not. So that's up in here.
Cyber, would it make sense? I don't understand. Obviously, Gunn had influence in this film, right? I think it's clear he did. Don't you think it's possible that that? I would have to believe, especially considering how much you thought she did with the character. Why would they not? Why would they not keep her? It makes no difference. They've already got 5 Jokers, all this other shit. They can do whatever they want.
Well, for one, Gunn did not have any influence on this film. Actually, this was all put in the works and already halfway done, or almost done when he took over with Peter Safran. So he saw it. He saw what they were doing with it, and saw what he wanted to do to extend this film, it being, the catalyst for his new version of the DCU. But who knows? Sasha Calle could end up being another Supergirl in another movie. We don't know. We just at this point, with how Gunn and Safran are doing things, who knows? We could end up getting her again. But at the same time, we can't say for sure that she's going to be Supergirl again, especially because she's a part of a different universe that is a part of the Flash. It wasn't like she was kind of like, she popped up like at the end of the film and back in Barry's original universe. So that could be a problem for them bringing her forward, or they could bring her back make her blonde if they wanted to, and change her up maybe, or they could bring her back out of the just like how she was. But who knows? You just don't know. I mean, it'd be great to see her again play Supergirl because, like I said, she did a great job. But you just never know, especially with what Gunn and Safran are doing with the DCU. It's kind of one of those big, like, say if you had a huge pile in the middle of your room, and it's like a whole bunch of shit all over the place. Could be Legos, could be anything, clothes, whatever. And you're looking for that one particular piece of item, and you have to scroll through all that other crap to get to that. Well, I feel that's kind of what the DC is going to be for the short time until they have a set idea of what it's going to become. Because they're kind of throwing this out of their ass right now, I feel, with what they're going to be putting out with, Secret Commandos and Batman Brave and the Bold and all this stuff. So I think that kind of like how Marvel took 10 years to get to the point it was at Endgame, same thing's going to happen here. So we just don't know what's going to happen because they have to build it. And until they have solid people playing these characters, you just don't know.
Okay, that's fair. And Andres, do you have anything to add to that in terms of what we know about where I guess Cyber, thank you for pointing out the time lapses or the actual time as far as when Gunn got involved. But again, I'd like to just say that I'd be optimistic based off of after what you both said and what I feel too was an excellent job in the film. I thought this was probably what I've seen of Supergirl and the animated stuff. This was the best version I've ever seen. Right now, at the same time, though, Andres, you mentioned about maybe they're doing more with her in the film. I think they limited her for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they wanted to give away too much with her. I think they wanted to keep her contained, right, and have her just kind of be. And again, now in all reality, I just thought about the fact that, folks, this is a multiversal film. So if you know, I mean, I openly admit that I'm not a massive DC fan. I've read some of the DC comics. I did research this, so I understand how this plays out in the comics. But this version of Supergirl is dead, right? Like her world died, right? You know what I'm saying? Even though that wasn't her world, it died. So in all reality, it would make no sense really for her to come back and play Supergirl. It would make no sense.
And she's too much tied to the Man of Steel universe, which we're gonna get a reboot of Superman. So,
you know what? And Andre, that ties into my next question right there. Because again, I just want to kind of change things up. I know I like to try to change my style up with Cybers with the moderation on these reviews. So I'm gonna jump around a little bit, and I'm not gonna break this scene by scene. I just have specific questions that I'd like to ask you guys and whatnot, and see what you have to say on the film. One of them would be the fact that. Overall, what did you think, Andres, of the fact that they had Zod become? I don't know if he's the villain of the film. Really, I'm not sure. If Cyber, would you say he's the villain of the film?
Yes.
Does the film even have a villain?
I mean, technically, if you think about it, it was the Flash that popped Barry out of the Speed Force would technically kind of be the main villain, but at the same time, because they are in that world, and in order to get out of that world, they kind of have to stop Zod. Zod kind of is like a main villain too. So I feel like there's not like one particular main villain; it's several villains that they have to defeat in this.
Yeah,
their own inner demon. The demon dealing with the Barry that's trying to fix everything, and then of course Zod himself. So it's kind of a mixture of villains that they all have to deal with all at once.
And you needed a perfect antagonist to set up the storyline, right, Andres? What I'm saying? It worked, right? Like as a vehicle. So you tell me, do you think it was a good move for them to go with Zod?
Well, yeah. I don't have a problem with the Zod thing. I mean. He was sort of the secondary antagonist for the third act, really, for the big explosion spectacle, which is fine. But it was great to see Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
Because out of all the DCU villains, he's the best. He's number one, really. There's no competition there. So, But the Dark Flash we got here, the secondary Barry, that we got revealed that the secondary Barry was the Dark Flash. That pushed Barry out of that.
Yeah,
dome.
that's what I thought. That was him. It was a young Barry.
Yeah. So Michael Shannon or Shane. Oh my God! Now you're throwing me off, Cyber.
Shannon.
Shane, right?
No,
Shane.
not Shannon.
Not Shane,
Shannon.
motherfucker. Not Shane.
Oh my God!
There's no why.
General Zod, played by Michael, great actor. He's great.
You see what we got to deal with over here, folks? What the fuck?
Oh my God! Don't, folks. Join me.
Shannon's another hard word for you, huh?
Yeah, well, I would say Shannon. Shannon sounds right.
We've got to get you back with Alan again, man. You and Alan together, bro, are fucking awesome. I love it.
Oh no, please no, no. Anyway, so Dark Flash, obviously, with the Flashpoint story, Reverse Flash is the main villain for the story. Obviously, this movie didn't do that. I'm kind of glad because unfortunately, a lot of the DCU villains have not worked except for Zod or Ocean Master, Black Manta for me. But I don't know. I think it's maybe because it was so special effects heavy. It was like kind of like I didn't care for the Dark Flash villain, despite it was Barry. But it was necessary to tell the story we have here, So it wasn't a big deal. But
hey, if they would have took that fucking character and put him in that fucking shitty Fantastic Four film as Doctor Doom, it would have been an improvement over the Doctor Doom, right?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I don't know if you've seen the CW Flash, but like they done a way better job doing the speedster villains than this. Like I was just like,
that's a whole other show, man. If you want to start breaking down like how they Fox used what's his name as Quicksilver and whatnot, how the MCU did it, right, with Kraven, right now Kraven is coming. When we got Kraven the Hunter coming out this year? Damn.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So So like I Dark Flash was a good villain. I mean, but I just thought it was like, okay, it was there. It was like it was just a there villain, like nothing more. We didn't like it was buried. It was fine, but I don't know. Maybe.
Well, okay, no, I get what you're saying. Now let me ask you, Cyber. How did you feel? Now, Andres, you may know more about the actual comic book storyline than maybe Cyber and I do, but I understand the gist of it. I think Cyber does too, pretty well. How did you think they did it? How did you think they did Cyber as far as translating that into a cinematic, as we always talk about with Marvel, right? Into a cinematic experience, right? In a different form, adding these characters together the way they did, right? Making the changes they had to and whatnot from the comics to kind of adjust to like make it work. Do you feel like they did a good job of carrying it over? And do you believe that like people that are out there that are like, that are the DC comic accurate types, do you think that they're going to be happy?
First off, I got to shout out Jocelyn in the comment section. Hi, Jocelyn. Welcome to the show. And to answer your question, basically, I think there's just like with any film, any movie that's a comic book translation, you're always going to have the people that love it and those that hate it. There's no ins or outs about that. That's always just going to happen, no matter how perfect the film is. And this film, I think, did it in the perfect way. I think they did it very well. I think that it was absolutely perfect from the comics themselves, because I looked up the comics and I looked at the Flashpoint, presentation and stuff like that. I've seen the Flashpoint presentation several different times and done through animated, through live action and different series and stuff like that. And for the most part, they got it pretty down pat. I mean, of course, they did some liberties, just like with any movie does. They're always going to change things up and not keep it exactly how the comics are. And unfortunately, sometimes it just translates better when they do it a certain way. And I think how they did this movie was the exact perfect representation of what they could do live action form with is much physical people versus just all CGI or all animation, to what extent they could. And I know a lot of people have been talking about the VFX for this film. A lot of people aren't liking it. But if you look up Andy Muschietti, he's been all over social media talking about that they did this on purpose because they wanted people to have a perspective of what Barry's seeing when he's in the Speed Force. So I think that was kind of a clever idea for the film because I think that, yeah, why wouldn't you want to see the perspective of what Barry's actually seeing? That makes you more capable and more likely to understand more what that character is going through. And I think that was a smart choice. And another reason why this film was done so well. And I just was blown away by how good that was. And I didn't have a problem with the VFX myself, but I think that overall, I think that they did a good job of presenting from the comics to the live action screen with this one.
I agree.
Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
agreed. This is definitely like second best after the animation film because the third season of The Flash did it really bad, just did not work. So I think this was definitely the best adaptation of the version, and I agree, Cyber. I think what they did, it made a lot of sense because we still got the moments from the comic, like Supergirl took over Superman's role. That's fine. Michael Keaton is Thomas Wayne in the role, so that's great. So I think it's great. The VFX you brought up, yeah, I didn't mind that with the Flash. I actually like the way they used that in the perspective of Barry. That's really good. I think my issue was really in the Zod attack. I felt like that was a little like when you have it open in an open area, the daylight is too much. So okay, yeah, it just goes a little too far, and especially with the two berries with the lights, it's like so much CGI going on. So I thought the Sod fight was a little problematic, but the speedster stuff, I was totally fine with that. Like I mean, the perspective with Barry was awesome. It's very good, but the Sod fight was a little weak in terms of the special effects. I think they could have done more. I wish they put it in the city, like if you look at compared to this to Man of Steel's effects, like the Man of Steel effects were so much better in this than this third final Zod fight. So,
well, Andre, so don't you feel that they had to do a certain they had to be very cognizant of how they layered and put the film together storyline wise, right, scene to scene. At that point, I'd like to think that they wanted a certain balance. So they knew where they were going with like how long you were going to see Zod, how much actual fighting and action you were going to get with him and whatnot, right? Like they didn't want a repeat of the first Superman film. They wanted that trope injected in, right? And they used it as a catalyst, as a vehicle. I think it was very honestly. I think whoever wrote the storyline, whoever the writers were for which I'll look up right now, did a great job. Would you agree, Andres? I think that overall, the film itself, I'm not talking about the rating. I'm just saying in terms of how that they put it together, how it's laid out in its full form, right? Sub the end mid-credit type scene stuff, right? Before that. Which I did not watch because I had to get back and schedule the show. So you guys are going to tell me what happened. But either way, and I've got the trailers coming up here in a minute. But either way, Andres, do you think that, like, I firmly believe they did a great job of balancing everything out to where overall we didn't get too much of anything, and it was a very equal, well put together film and story.
Yeah, I think so. I think there could have been more to do certain characters, but I think you're right. I think it did a good job not outstaying its welcome, because I don't know, like the beginning was really like I was kind of concerned because of the humor, but then when we got into like the Batman chase scene and then the Wonder Woman cameo, which I did not expect, like I was ready and bored for the film, so that was good. Yeah, but I want to give a good shout out with Andy Muschietti as a director, because he is the reason I think this movie really works, despite me not care like it's not the best superhero film, but I think Andy Muschietti really gives it flavor. Like one of the reasons that the It films, the It Chapter 1 and 2 really works is this, Muschietti just does a good job of like, being imaginative with the powers and all, the ability of these characters. And Oh god, very nice. I'll probably need to get that. I really like that flavor. Anyway, so hey, try ginger ale. It's good. Uh, anyway, but yeah, or Sprite. Sprite's good too. Anyway, off track, but yeah, I think Andy Machete was a good choice for this film. I mean, because we have so many directors that passed this movie. I was so happy that Andy Machete took over because he gave a good, like, a new direction with the speedster's powers, you know. And it was great to see Barry using his vibration powers, you know, the phase he calls it. That was cool, and just seeing how Barry time travels, and like he was in this dome, and he was able to rewind and reverse, you know, to the part of time that he can pick and go to. Like, that was very inventive. So I think Andy Machete, like, did a really good job. I know he's rumored to direct The Brave and the Bold. If he does, I'm happy. I'm totally fine for any Andy Machete.
He is. Yeah, he is directing it. The Brave and the Bold.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, Warner Bros. Nick confirm that. I mean, Gunn. It's right now rumors, but if he does, I'm happy to see him because I think he did a really good job with the Batman stuff. Those were the stuff I was like most impressed with. Like, he did a good job with Ben Affleck Batman. I mean, Michael Keaton's Batman. And I always wonder, like, if we had more time, like, what he could have done with George Clooney Batman. I think he could have made him more awesome than Batman and Robin, the horrible fourth film, 1997.
Well, no, I could be wrong, folks. Please feel free in the comments, or whatever, if you want to come, if you want, or, you know, during the live, if I'm wrong about this. I thought Gunn already officially stated, flat out said that, like, that he was going to use Machete to direct that film, The Brave and the Bold. Okay, I literally thought he said that he already said he was going to do it. I just saw him actually recently on a podcast on YouTube. He did a really long podcast and whatnot. It was really good. I forget the name of the podcaster, but no. So Cyber, what do you think, sir? Are you happy with Ezra Miller? With how he performed overall? Are you happy with how he did with the duality of the two different characters, the two different Ezras? Did you think that he pulled his weight?
Oh, hell yeah! Freaking Ezra Miller is the dopest actor out there. I don't care what he had going on in his reality and real life.
I don't either.
If you're a good actor, you're going to give good acting and good shit. And I knew from the first time I saw him in a movie, I knew this kid was going to be a good actor and that he was going to be phenomenal. And he proved that in this film, playing the two versions, the 18-year-old Barry and then his older version of himself. And just the laugh that he decided to go with for 18-year-old Barry was freaking hilarious. Every time he laughed, and he was like giddy because he just had got his powers. That was another thing. You know, I know, Andre, you mentioned how they had the two different colors. Well, I mean, I think the reason that being is they decided to do that is because they wanted to show Barry, when he first got his powers, to him being a full-fledged Justice League member. So that's why I feel his colors changed and why they had them have the two different colors. And so I think that was smart. I think that showed just how much the first Barry, when he first got his powers, how little he knew about his powers doing the blue, whereas the yellow with mature Barry now has, you know, full extent of his powers. He knows how to vibrate through walls. He knows how to vibrate through people and all that kind of stuff. So I think that, you know, they did a good job with that. So I just wanted to mention that, why they probably did that, because I think that's pretty much the reason why they did that. And, you know, I think that, you know, talk a little bit about that Zod sequence. Once again, I think that was another reason they made that so CGI, is they wanted to show it from the Flashpoint variation or view of Barry. I think the reason why is because that being in a multiversal area, I think that whole sequence was digitized simply the fact that because it was happening in the Time Force. I think that's the reason why that looks so CGI, and why some people probably have, think it's a little too much CGI. And I think that's something else that I think Andy Machete was mentioning in that article I mentioned earlier about the VFX being a certain way, and that was one of the main scenes he talked about, because that's the one scene a lot of people are having the hardest time with. Not so much like when they kind of show Barry's face talking a certain way and stuff like that. There was kind of a few moments I noticed, but that scene in particular, that whole sequence, is the biggest problem people had. And so I understand, how people, I can see them thinking that's too much VFX. But at the same time, once again, I think Andy Muschietti did a wise decision doing that. But yeah, Ezra Miller, hands down, I don't see anybody else as the Flash except for Grant Gustin from the CW series. Ezra Miller's a fantastic character, and I'm hoping they keep him on as the Flash for further things. I mean, the fact that they stuck with it, they didn't scrap this film like they did with the Batgirl film, really shows, I think, that they have high favor, that, he is getting the help he needs, and that they'll probably keep him around. I just want to mention, too, that John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, who helped write the story for this, are the guys that brought us the Dungeon Dragon movie this year, directed it, wrote it. I could totally tell that this story was inspired by them throughout this film, because it had the same feel as Dungeons & Dragons did, with the comedy and with the elements of comedy, because there were some great freaking comedic things that Ezra Miller did through this film that were absolutely freaking hilarious, especially the when he, like, the new Barry, the 18-year-old Barry, is learning how to phase, and he, like, loses his clothes and shit. That was absolutely freaking hilarious. And, like, some of the jokes they came up with, like when they go to find Supergirl in that big round ship, and he's calling it, is that a scrotum? That was freaking hilarious, and how Ezra Miller presented it was on point. Super hilarious. So yeah, hands down, Ezra Miller. I am very satisfied with what he brought to this. When I saw him in Justice League, I knew he was going to be a fantastic Barry just from that performance too. So I was so excited to see him for 2.5 hours just being Barry.
Andres.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. Ezra Miller, I mean, I think this is his best performance of the character to this date in this film. I think I like him more than. I haven't seen yet the Zack Snyder cut, so I'm just going to the.
You didn't see the Snyder cut?
Not yet, unfortunately. Oh. Yes, I have no time in my life to watch that. I'm sorry, folks, but like the Whedon cut, I didn't mind him in the Whedon cut, but still, it didn't impress me at all. So I think this movie, I was very impressed with him as Barry. He's not my favorite Barry. I mean, Gunston and / Michael Rosenbaum, who voiced the Flash in the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited show, like, he's my definitive. And I'm a Wally West fan. I should make that very clear. I'm a Wally West fan, Flash, than Barry. But I think Ezra Miller did such an amazing job in this film. I mean, playing two versions of Barry is really great. I like the small details that you can tell they're different. Like, I like the young Barry has blonde hair. I like our Barry that we follow has short hair. Like, that was good. As as Cyber mentioned about the color of the electricity from his Speed Force, from the young unexperienced with blue, and then you got the experienced Justice League version with the little iconic electricity. Is really neat, and that's really good to contrast these two Barrys, which is great. I really like I guess his delivery of the comedy. He definitely helps balance the comedy and drama very well, and I think he did a really good job. I think my best moment for him was the final goodbye to his mom. That was really great. I think he really delivered that, and it was really touching, and it definitely made me tear up a little bit. That's really it. But I mean, because him and Momoa pop up in Peacemaker, right? So if they pop up there, that means they're safe, right? Because Henry Cavill, Ben, and Gadot is really out. I think they're out, and so it makes more clear that the Flash and Aquaman are pretty safe. But we'll see. If the box office do okay with this and Aquaman 2. We'll see, but we'll see.
No, I think we'll see. I think that's fair, right, Cyber? I think we'll see. Right? We don't know what the gun's gonna do. We don't know what he wants to do. If I had to bet money, I'd probably say that like they're gone. You know what I'm saying? Whatnot, right? That he's gonna go ahead and just recast everything and whatnot. That's what I would do if it was me.
Yeah.
I think if the more that I get to know Gunn, I get the feeling that he likes to run the show, right? Like he doesn't want to have to build off the scraps of somebody else's shit. That's not his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he's known for that too. That his projects are his own projects, right? That he like very much wants his to be able to do things his way, not in like a negative way though. Either way, I could be wrong. That's just my opinion of what I've heard. Now, let's Cyber. Let me put it out to you now. Andre's mentioned it already. Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. What a wonderful positive moment. I really smiled. I don't know about you, but I smiled openly seeing her as Wonder Woman. That might be the last time we see her.
No, last time we saw her was in Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I screamed out loud when she popped up along with Ben Affleck.
This might be it. We might not see her again.
And honestly, I don't know with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman still needs a third film, and even though it's not really on the docket at this moment, I still foresee it down the future. And Gal's still pretty young. She's not quite 40 yet. So I mean, technically, you could wait a few years, do another film, with a different director maybe, or have Patty Jenkins come back. But at the same time, because of how bad, Wonder Woman 84 did by means, but I still think that the biggest reason why that did so bad was because of the pandemic. I think it being released during the pandemic and it not getting more done to it, maybe it might have hurt it and why it did so bad. Because I think that they just kind of threw it together and threw it out there because, they wanted to get something out there. So, but at the same time, I can't 100% agree that Gal Gadot's done as Wonder Woman. I don't think she is. I think we still could see her. And you never know. Just like with any character, you never know. We could see them again. But at the same time, yes, like I said, I yelled out loud going, woo! When she popped up on screen, I was like, holy shit. And I was like ecstatic. I was like, this is awesome. Even though they cut out Henry Cavill's cameo because they're douches. And, I still, it was great to see her.
Yeah.
Andres, your Wonder Woman, your take on Wonder Woman, seeing Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. I was very happy to see her.
Yeah. Well, I was happy they used her theme. So, like, right away, when they used her theme, is like, yes, she's here. It was great. But I love the moment with the lasso of truth gag that they brought over with the Whedon cut. Like seeing Batman confess his feelings, what was going on, and then same thing with Barry.
That was good, yeah.
That was so funny. I love that. And then I love when Batman says, "Stop it right now, Barry." Oh god, that was very funny. But it was great, touching moment. I really liked that. One thing I did like about it was that you really felt like a comic universe. Like this is because we had the Justice League. You saw the Justice League helping each other with this small crime thing, which you always see in comics and cartoons. That was really nice because we don't see that enough in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sometimes the team ups are usually in the bigger crossovers, or they only pop up in small doses. Not for helping our hero. So this was cool to see, Barry, Batman, asking Barry to help, and then, Wonder Woman helping out them, that was cool.
Oh, look who's here. Somebody decided to pop in and say hello. It's not Jar Jar Binks. Oh, shit. Andrew from GNL, what up, baby?
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Sorry I'm late, but I'm here. So.
Hey, hey, brother! I begged you earlier just to come out for 5 minutes and say hello. So,
hopefully, you guys aren't too far into the review.
Oh no, man!
So let me know where you guys are at, and I'm gonna be a little off camera because I didn't have time to eat, so I don't want to be eating on camera. But I'm here. Just so you guys know.
Okay. Well, anyways, Andrew, what we were asking was, what was your reaction to seeing Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman for probably possibly her last performance?
I kind of like that. I like how we had this casual like Justice League reunion, that it wasn't all about that, but I liked how like DC's what they're doing with this. I like how, I think in Marvel movies, when you have multiple characters together, it's like an event. And here in the Flash, it feels kind of like an everyday thing. Like, so and so's unavailable. Like Alfred's like, okay, let me call it Flash. Flash, come over here and take care of this thing. And then like Diana just shows up, Bruce Wayne just shows up, and it's not like a big multi-event thing. It's just like they exist in the same world, and I think that's kind of cool how they kind of just do that so casually, actually.
Yeah, most definitely. And hey, Gal Gadot, I don't know, she just looks striking as Wonder Woman, I thought. And I'm glad that Andrew mentioned that, because Cyber, sir, what did you think of the whole dichotomy of the way that they played off the multiverse trope by giving us Ben Affleck, Batman from Jump? Was it what'd you think of that? How'd you feel about seeing Ben Affleck as Batman again? I loved it.
Who wouldn't love it? If you don't love it, how dare you? Anyways, no, it's awesome. I was really happy to see him again. I mean, that made sense because that's who Barry Allen knew as Batman. He didn't know Michael Keaton. He didn't know George Clooney. He didn't know Christian Bale. He doesn't know any other Batman except for Ben Affleck. So to have him start off as his Batman would be the logical and smart choice, because that's who's in his universe. And so them going off, and then we've seen other Batmans throughout the film, that makes sense because they're in different multiverses. And these are, all these different Batmans we've seen over the years have been different, Batmans. And so I enjoyed it. I loved the fact that he was coming back. I love him as Batman. I love him as Batfleck. And I totally would have watched a Batfleck film. Hands down, I loved him as Batman. I will always like him as Batman. I think he's a solid Batman.
No, I do too. And what'd you think, Andres? What'd you think of the Batman of seeing Ben Affleck as Batman? What did you think of the how they started off after we got the Flash intro, right, with his scene? How they gave us this the Justice League, as it was at that point.
Oh, it was great. I mean, like, I just love that we get Batman into action, like seeing his own version of the Bat Pod / Bat Bike, you want to call it. It was really cool to see him, doing his own, Bat action was just great. I mean, Ben Affleck was great. I really wish he had more time, but the moments that he was in the film, like, he definitely was committed. Like, his conversation with Barry is probably my favorite moments. When he say, like, you're gonna destroy, the multiverse, and don't tragedy doesn't define us. I really like the way he talks to Barry. Like, in a very mentor way, just like Stark and Peter in the MCU. But I think they did it right here in this movie, then, in the reading cut. So. And I did like, one thing I did like was his costume this time around. I love that they give him the blue and gray, which I love, which we also saw in the Keaton suit bolt later on. I'm so happy that we're getting more Batman comic accurate suits in the medium, which is great, because I do want to see the blue and gray one day in the live action film. But yeah, Ben Affleck was great. I mean, he also was funny. I like how the way he told Barry, like, stop it, Barry. So he was great. Oh my God, when Affleck, I was so happy. Like, this was spoiled for us with the trailers, but Jeremy Irons as Affleck was great. I was so happy to see Affleck again. He was great as Affleck. I mean, I love his response when Barry saved the babies. It's like, oh, Barry, you saved not only the babies, but also you saved the moms from this horrible thing, which was hilarious. But yeah, and last thing, I just love that Batman throws Batarang at the goon at the end of the sequence, like, perfect shot, like none mistake. That was hilarious. That's the Batman we want. It's the professional, established Batman. You know, not year one with two Batman. Established Batman, like Kevin Conroy from Batman series. But yeah, so I'm sad to not. It's very sad to see Ben Affleck leave. But hey, we're gonna get more Batmans later.
Hey, there you go. And I didn't like his suit. That I can tell you that right now. I did not like his uniform, his outfit. I did not like it. I thought it was ugly.
Yeah,
but
a little more fix, a little more like. I just wish they didn't make it too detailed. Like, just do his BBS suit, but just make the blue shade. That's it. Like, don't put this armor. Like, I don't know what they're doing. But it was weird. Like, Ben Affleck looked chunky. Like, he didn't work out.
I guess maybe I did not notice. I'll be honest, I did not notice that. But honestly, Andrew, what did you think of the way that I love the fact that they gave us multiple Batmans, and they did a really good job of portraying their style of Batman. I thought in the film there was a real serious contrast, as Andre just mentioned it right there. Affleck really gave us Affleck Batman, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, right? And then we got Michael Keaton Batman. You know, I thought to some degree he pretty much, you know, represented what I remember from the two Batman films with him. Did you feel like that they pulled that off well, that dynamic in the film?
Sorry, I don't really remember much about the 1989 Batman that much. I saw it like twice when I was a kid, so I don't have that connection with Michael Keaton. But I did feel the brutality of Batfleck in this one, just when he's like, when he does like the little grapple onto like the moving truck, and then how he's like zipping it down the highway and jumping from like place to place, and like he just like when he sneaks up on like the guy picks out the window looking for him, and then he just like pops out and just like grabs them, and like it did feel kind of like the BVS kind of Batman. So I so far that's actually my favorite Batman. I know a lot of people like the Christopher Nolan, but I like the brutality of a jaded kind of Batman. So I like Andres was saying, it kind of makes me sad that this is like the swan song for that Batman. But I'm glad that they allowed him to kind of, you know, get one last hurrah in there. And I kind of agree with you, Jeff. I do think I like the colors. I agree with that dress. I like the blue gray, like the old school, but I don't like that chest plate you're talking about, the over stylized detail. Like, but I get they're trying to like beef him up though. I kind of get that, because, you know, Ben Affleck's he's not like a muscly guy, so they kind of have to like do the padding and stuff. But I like the color scheme. Don't like the extra embellish in detail, but it was a nice moment to kind of just, you know, this is like his farewell, kind of one last hurrah kind of moment.
Now, I'll tell you, at first, the way his mask worked and everything whatnot, I had a hard time realizing that was Affleck at first, until I heard him talk a little bit and whatnot. I do think that it's funny that essentially Ben Affleck gave people the style of like the Batman that people wanted from the Batman, right? From Pattinson. What people saw in the trailer that really like got them going and fired up and whatnot was that like violent, you know, like aggressive, you know, I am vengeance Batman. In a way, Affleck kind of gave it to you, you know, in a way. To just, you know, maybe not the trope of it, but he gave you the violence and like the different kind of combat. Now, Cyberneticshark, I thought in Michael Keaton's action scenes where we've seen him do hand-to-hand combat, that he actually did look a little bit more aggressive. Did he not? Now a little bit harder. Now again, this would be an older Batman that we'd be dealing with here, of course, right? It's a very different man, very older, you know, whatnot. You at that point you might expect him to be more violent, a little bit more powerful. You know, you get what I'm saying. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I do. So honestly, yeah, I mean, why would, you know, when you get older, your ideas of, you know, being more, you know, safer are long gone, because you're older, you know, you're like, you know, you're closer to death, so you're not going to give a crap. So yeah, so of course this, you know, this Batman, when we get introduced to Michael Keaton in the film, I mean, right off the bat, he's like going after them right as they get into his kitchen, and he's like going full balls out at, trying to kick their ass. So, I mean, the fact that, he's older, and you could tell, like, even how his look was. He had longer hair, he had a long beard going on. He hadn't done this in quite a while, it looked like. He hadn't done crime fighting in a while, because he even said that he's like, now Gotham is the safest place, one of the safest places in his multiverse. So, I mean, I think that, at this point, he's like, I have nothing left to lose, so why not go full balls out and just kick ass? So I think that's, definitely his character is far from the character we were originally familiar with in 1989 and 1992. But at the same time, just like with any person, as you age, your ideas change. So that was a good progression of his character by doing that and allowing him to be more aggressive like that and kick more butt. And hands down, watching it, I was like, holy crap, the 71-year-old guy is kicking butt in this film. He still got it. He looks amazing doing it. I mean, hands down, Michael Keaton was fantastic at doing what he did in this film, and in his action sequence, he looked phenomenal doing him. So he was hands down amazing, and I liked it. I liked how much more action-packed he was.
No, he looks great. Does he, Andres? How old would you say he is, Cyber?
71.
71? Yeah, holy shit, he looks good. He looks really, really, really physically. He looks like he's in really good shape.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Are we entering? Oh shit! I thought we entered the Twister fucking dimension again.
No, we're not entering the Twister universe.
Andrew, have you experienced the Twister?
Sorry, God.
Are you referencing the Twister that the Flash makes later on in the movie?
No, the Twister dimension is a dimension where it is Twister the movie 24/7 every second of the day. It's Twister.
That sounds awful.
Yeah,
I can't get anything done.
I thought they were talking about the Bill Paxton 1996 film. I was like, what? Why are you bringing that movie? Anyway, so, okay. Like, come on. Look, I grew up watching the Batman movies, the Tim Burton movies. I love Michael Keaton. They were my first Batmans. That got me into the Batman character, actually, I have to say, before I saw the Nolan films in theaters when I was growing up. I really appreciate how Andy Muschietti, kept a lot of things about the Michael Keaton Batman. Like, the Batcave is, it's similar to, the Nolan Batcave, but, more the Tim Burton Batcave from the 89, which was great. It was great to see the Batmobile, from 89 to 92. The Batplane is directly from the 89 film, which was great. The Batcomputer is from the 89, which is great. The suits, I want to bring up the suits, besides the new one we got here. You do see the first 89 suit that got burned, got damaged during the final act. It's there. The return suit is in the background as well. That's really nice. I like the music. We should bring up, I think the music that Benjamin did for the Batman theme was it's directly from the Daily Elfman score, but I like how he took motifs from that movie to add on to this score. Now, I don't think the score is really the best of superhero scores, but the Batman theme added in, it's great that they brought over the Daily Elfman score. Other Easter eggs, if you didn't see, of course, Affleck. If you know that, Affleck, the actor that played Michael Goff, unfortunately passed away a long time ago, so that's why he doesn't have Affleck in his universe. So, the Joker bag. If you didn't see the first film, of course, Commissioner Gordon, played by the late great Pat Hingle, he took it was so creepy when I saw it, but it was kind of funny. When Joker died in '89, there was a laughing sound coming from him, and then it was something from his jacket that Commissioner Gordon takes out. So it was really funny. So the fact that Barry got that from Batcave, that's kind of cool. So
no, it is cool. It is. And now going back to you, Andrew. Now, obviously, I'm not seen by seeing this at all on this review. I'm not seen by seeing it. I'm just kind of picking and choosing my questions and whatnot and everything. And basically, what I was going to ask you, Andrew, was how well Cyber's already touched on this a little bit, whatnot, and everything. How the duality? Honestly, I think that Cyber really has been killing it on the panel so far, because he mentioned heavily on how Ezra Miller just really hammered it. He fucking killed it, playing him the two different characters, the two versions of himself. I think that's the crux of the film. It really is. I think that is the baseline of the film. That's the engine that drives the film. It's that dichotomy, right? And in fact, at that point, I mean, really, if you want to think about it, he had to kill it for it to really work to the level it did. For me, the level I thought. I mean, I'll give you my rating later on. I'll tell you right now, I don't think the film is as good as some people have told me they thought it was. They told me it was like epic. I did not think it was epic. I thought it was a great fucking movie. Probably the best DC movie I've ever seen, other than the Snyder Cut. Right? You know, and Andres, good call too on the Aquaman villain there. What's his name? The actor. He's great. He's actually
Oceanmaster. Patrick Wilson.
He's great. He is good. But Andrew, what do you think of that duality? What do you think about Ezra Miller's performance? I don't care about the bullshit, whatever side shit he's done or whatever, whatnot, that some assholes don't want to go see the film or whatever for. He killed it. Like some actors who have tried to do this before in other films have not done well with it before.
Yeah, I like that they had Ezra, you know, act alongside themselves with the Barry that grows up with his mom, with Nora. How because Ezra, the Flash, as he appears like in the rest of the DCU, is kind of a little obnoxious, he's like the comedy and stuff. Having him play against himself here, where it's two of them, and he gets to be kind of like the more serious, grounded one, and then the other one kind of gets to be the silly, obnoxious one. And he kind of says like, he even talks about like, oh, like it's like, oh, I get it now. When people say that like I'm like annoying or whatever, like because I get it now, like because like it is kind of like grating on him, right? Where he's like, he understands the full situation. He knows why he's there. He knows what's gonna happen to his mom. And then the other Flash, the past one, the alternate future one, is kind of like the more playful one, because he's like, you got powers? And then like when he finally gets his powers and he like runs around, since also that chain reaction downtown, phases through the floor, like phases through the wall to get beer. Like he's like way more playful and stuff. And so it's cool to get two different interpretations of what's essentially the same character. Because if it was just Ezra Miller by himself, I don't know if that character would be able to carry themselves strong enough on their own. So having the double and kind of having the contrast of the two extremes, I think works really well, because you get the full range of what Ezra Miller can do, but also you're not stuck with a whiny protagonist, because the whiny one is like the partner, the new one. And you have the much more mature, more serious character, grounded, kind of carrying the film forward. So I like that we have two different versions of the same character, because it wouldn't be as good if it was just one goofy character all the way through. It'd be kind of like Shazam, but like Shazam is purposely comedic, whereas this is not.
Shazam, so Andrew, your contribution just right there is better than the movie Shazam 2.
I haven't seen the second one. I love the first one. I haven't seen the second one, so I'm just gonna say that right now. But
don't even watch it. I didn't watch it. Fuck it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Start with the scrap heap.
Well, we have to watch it if we make the rankings for a DC film.
I rank it last, bitch. Anyways, so Andrew, good point. No, you really, Andrew, great job, bro. Really well said. Andres, bouncing off of Andrew, what did you think of what he said there? In terms of you know, basically how important it was to the film itself that they went with that motif, right? Like I didn't really think about that, but he's right. Without that dichotomy, you don't get that more mature Ezra that's willing to actually come to grips with the fact that he has to allow his mom to die.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Andrew brought up a good point there, because I think one of the things I appreciate about this film was seeing more emotional stakes for the Flash, because it was kind of the issue with his appearance that he was the comedy relief. So it was refreshing to see more, you know, if you know the Flash background, that, you know, his mom got killed, you know, and his dad's in prison. So I like that this movie got more into that. And I like that we sort of humanize Barry, you know, that he's, you know, this very he's very centric, but he's also a very human, vulnerable person that has a tragedy that happens to him that he's trying to fix, personally, because he got robbed from a childhood that he experienced, particularly with his mom. So yeah, especially like I like the way they do that with the monkey. Like I really like how they use the monkey as a recurring uh, motif. So I thought that was really cool to recur that all the time, especially when he talks to the yonder Barry 2, Earth 2 Barry, right? About the monkey, how important the monkey was for him, because that's how his mom gave it to him, and
but they didn't overdo it. They did not blow it up or whatever and make it some big fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the end part when he I think the other way takes something out from his suit when he got stabbed from the Dark Flash version. That was a really great moment for Barry to realize that he needs to fix it. Try to unfortunately allow his mom to die. So I think that was a great like plot mechanic for this film. So no, I think the two Barrys really worked. It helped ground the first Barry well. But also the first Barry had really great funny moments. I love when he lost his powers and he did this. He was trying to do his super speed and instead he just did the regular walk and he say, "I'm too slow." That was hilarious.
It was good.
Yeah, and or like he was trying to phase through the wall to to escape from the labs. Like that was funny. Like when he hit it, it's like like it was so brutal. So yeah, I think I think that the two berries really help. I thought the CGI was great. For that too, like for the two berries, like that was neat. Like despite our complaints about the special effects and all that, I thought that the berry one effect was really good for the second double. So it's all good there. The suit. Anyone has the opinion on the new suit that Flash has? I like it. I know the helmet is kind of weird for Ezra, but I think I started to warm it when he was wearing it. I thought it looked good on him without the helmet, but overall, I think I preferred the Zack Snyder version more, but I thought this new one was decently good.
Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
I prefer this one over the Zack Snyder one. I think the Zack Snyder one looks really busy with the wires and like little like it was doing too much. I like this is closer to my favorite one is the Grant Gustin one from like the CW show, honestly, but this one's closer to that. And I'm just not I just don't like the overdone like suits. So, but it does look kind of cool. I just think it just has way too much going on. So yeah, I prefer the one in this one, honestly.
Yeah,
Cyber, my friend. How does the humor how fitting is the humor? How good is the humor in this film? It's very subtle a lot of times. Ezra Miller's humor is very distinct. And I'm thinking back at the movie, and I can't really think of many other characters that really were funny besides him. Other than maybe Michael Keaton, right? Like, I mean, really, other than that, there really wasn't much to work with. So you tell me. I mean, did the comedy service the film well?
Well, in my opinion, it does. I think that it was choicefully crafted in this film, where it had one person being the funny element throughout the whole entire film. Whereas a lot of people's problem with like Shazam 2 or Shazam or even other like comical type of films, there's too many funny characters. I feel people don't like it. It's too over because everything is funny. So in this, what they did is they had Ezra Miller be just the comedy. And so I think that really helped play to Ezra's strengths because he is good at doing those one-liners. He is good at being subtle. And so he kind of played along with Michael Keaton and they kind of bounced off of each other in several scenes. So I think it was more of they were trying to focus the comedy. They wanted it throughout the film, but they wanted to bounce off just one person so that it seemed a lot more subtle, a lot less more as like not as too much of the movie is actual comical. It's just there's a comical person in it. So I think that's kind of what they did with this, the writing and the story, how they arced it. I don't know if that's something that Christina Hodge decided when she did the screenplay, but she definitely how she interpreted it was really well done, because Jonathan Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein are absolutely epic at making comedy work in any movie they've done. So I think that they did it craftily in this film, and it worked really well.
Okay, Andre, same question, sir. Did you feel like the comedy, the humor, did you feel like it fit well with the film? Did it service the film well? I really enjoyed the fact that they did have swearing in it. I don't know what the rating was for the film. I'm assuming it was PG-13.
Yeah, it's PG-13.
Yeah, they did have swearing in it. I like that edge already. Yeah. I do like that.
Yeah, well, I think what works, is that the combination of comedy but drama, like the problem with the MCU films is that like comedy, like I think with superhero films today, comedy is taking too much on the drama, like they're cutting into the drama, where I think this Flash movie doesn't do that. Like the comedy, when we get the comedy, it's in the right moment. When we have the drama, we have the drama right away, and it doesn't get undercut in this comedic way. So that's the strengths that I think I like about this movie, is that it knows when to land the joke and the moment that, okay, this is a funny scene, and you can laugh at it. When we go to a scene that's serious, it's a serious scene, and we're discussing the stakes and all that in the film. That our heroes are facing. So this really knew that. Where compared to Shazam 2, like Shazam 2 was such a comedy farce. It didn't know, like it undercuts its drama. Like it brought back Billy Madison back from the dead, and then it was all happy. Like that's completely tone deaf, and that's wrong. No, the Flash movie does not do that. Like it knows how to be funny, but also knows how to be serious in moments, which is good. And I think the writers knew that. With Christina and then the two direct duos that did the Dungeons and Dragons film this year. So, but yeah, overall it was really great. I like at first, like I again I want to bring up the opening. I was a little concerned, but then you started to get to like the film, because the humor started to get like it was intentional from the director. That's the thing. The director knows, like, everything is intentional, but for story reasons. So I think it worked well in the film in terms of the comedy and the drama.
Hey, Andrew, sir, same question.
All right, what was the question? I'm sorry.
What did you think of the humor, the comedy that they added to the
Oh.
film? Did you feel like it serviced the film well, that it fit the film well, that fit the flow of the film, the characters, everything and whatnot? Did you feel like it was I don't think it was anything groundbreaking, but I thought it fit well.
Groundbreaking, no. This felt like, honestly, this felt like the happy medium between a Marvel and a Zack Snyder DC film for me, where I think the Zack Snyder ones kind of take themselves overly seriously, when it's like, come on, it's like people wearing spandex, superheroes, like it's not that serious, bro. But also it's not like MCU where every single line is like a slapstick kind of deadpan joke. I liked how there was moments, because humor is supposed to be used for brevity, right? It's like kind of to de-stress after something stressful. I feel like it was used not sparingly, but it was kind of dosed out, where like if it was maybe like 20% more, it might have been too much. But I feel like for example, when he first learns to phase and he falls through the floor, when they phase through the door and then the door opens up right behind them after they walk in, like it contextually, I think the comedy made sense, but there wasn't anything that was like kind of roll your eyes. At least I didn't get that impression where I rolled my eyes at any point. I feel like the humor was well like spaced out. The moments that were serious or were supposed to be serious or dramatic were dramatic, and they weren't undercut like an MCU film, where like I feel like with MCU films, when there's comedy, like they're afraid to kind of lean in or go too far into like a serious moment, and then they kind of don't commit and they cut to like something comedy to kind of undercut it a little bit. But I felt like here the humor was used when it was supposed to be used. I mean, of course, he's getting his powers for the first time. Of course, he's going to have like funny moments, like the kind of like your bloopers of trying to figure out your powers, right? Kind of like in Shazam in the first one where, you know, they do the YouTube videos of him like trying out, like, okay, he's like has a check mark, okay, not fireproof, right? He's doing like all the little check marks, right? Here, I think it was used contextually in a way that made sense. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't like overly brood and dark and serious. It was just like the right amount. And I could tell like, yeah, this doesn't feel like a Zack Snyder Flash movie at all whatsoever. Because, you know, it wasn't him obviously, but I liked how it kind of towed the line where like, we're still in the Snyderverse. This is still part of that, but we're going to kind of do our own thing and kind of, you know, inject a little humor, a little humanization in there.
I don't know. You tell me, Cyber. I cannot see Snyder directing this film as well as it was directed.
Schneider would have knocked it out of the park too. Andy Muschietti is a great director. I mean, you know, he of course did the 2 It chapters, chapter 1 and chapter 2, of course, which was a little more closer to the source material of the book versus the 1990 miniseries that they did. I personally still like the miniseries better than the It films, but I think Andy Muschietti has a great vision for directing, and I think he does a great job. But Zack Snyder, I like what he does with the films. I like that he puts a serious edge to them. And if you ever are a huge comic book fan of DC versus Marvel, DC always tended to be a little more serious than Marvel was. Marvel was a little more comical. So I think that's the reason why kind of Snyder went in that vision whenever any of the movies he did was a little more serious and not so comical. He did have comedy in him, but he kept it very serious at the same time, which, you know, in today's reality, a lot of people, you know, for some reason, a lot of people are liking more reality in their superhero products or superhero films. And so, you know, making it more down to earth, like, you know, it can actually happen versus it just being, you know, out there, you know, superhero wise, like in the comic books, I think is kind of that medium that Schneider was trying to do. He was trying to keep it somewhat in the realm of reality, but at the same time, he was still making it superhero-ish. So I think that seriousness played into that, and what made his film so fun is that he had an element of both versus just being one. And I don't think that he necessarily was always serious. He, like I said, he had the comedy still in there. I think that he could have done a good job with making a Flash film. Would it be how this Flash film came out? Definitely not. It definitely would have been different. No. But I think it would have been good at the same rate as how good this version was with Andy Muschietti behind the directing chair.
What do you think, Andres?
I mean, I mean, that's quite unfair. I think, I mean, Zack Snyder and Andy Muschietti had completely different direction stuff. I think both directors are great. Personally, for me, if Zack directed, it's fine. I think he does have a good visual eye on superpowers. I mean, that's the one thing I'll give him credit. He knows how to shoot the, you know, heroes and their powers, and he knows how to give like moments, like almost like a comment panel for the superhero movies, you know. But I don't want to be just comparing them. I think the movie with that here with Andy was great because Andy Muschietti is a good director. He did a good job with the It chapter films. I like the first chapter. I don't like the chapter 2. That went a little too comedic. I don't know whatever that movie was. It was too long anyway. But I think Andy did a really great job making this film. Fantastic, and I was surprised they kept stuff with Snyder. Like they gave you both Snyder and slash, you know, fun superhero thing. So that's good.
Okay, most definitely. Now, we didn't, Andrew, you did not get a chance to talk at all or to drop your opinion when we kind of started off by ending up getting into, you know, Sasha Callie as Kara Zor-El. Now, Andres really, really dug it, her performance, and Cyber absolutely loved it, right, Cyber? He thought it was basically, I mean, if I remember correctly, just to make it clear, I believe my question was something along the lines of, I said, Michael Keaton's Batman was the GOAT of the film for me. Like he was the GOAT, right, guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, and Cyber basically said that honestly, he's like, you know, I'm not sure because, he flat out said, Ezra Miller did what he did with whatnot, everything. And then on top of that, Supergirl just killed it. And that actress just killed it as Supergirl. What did you think of this contrast that they went, Andrew, with this different Supergirl, right? With this different, the hair's different, right? Different. She's a very different Supergirl, different character.
I don't have the extensive legacy of DC. I'm way more of a Marvel person, so I don't have that connection to DC as much. I know Supergirl traditionally is blonde. I know there's a bustier version of her called Power Girl. The hair, that didn't seem important to me because it's just hair. So not being blonde. I still knew who she was because of the outfit. You see the outfit, you see this costume, she's Kryptonian, you just put two and two together. But I feel for what they gave her to do, I think she did really well. I felt it was a little criminal that she's introduced kind of late and not given really that much to shine. I think the moment where she finds out that Kal-El was already basically killed by Zod or already taken care of by got wiped out by Zod. Yeah. And she just pops off full anger. I thought that was I was in theaters and I was she's awakened now. She's awakened. She's gonna kick ass now. So I like what they gave her to do in terms of the role she played, the whole, waking up, asking questions, trying to figure out what's going on, how she says this isn't my world or whatever. But then she comes back. She knows how Zod is. All the stuff they gave her to do, I thought was well done on her part. I wish she was introduced into the movie either earlier or if we got a little bit more of her past the kind of climax of the film, because, we just never see them again after they go back to the speed dome thingy or whatever, majiggy thing. I liked her a lot. I liked her. I have never heard of this actress before. I don't know what else she's been in, but I would like to see her in more stuff. There's nothing to dislike about her role. She has that raw, anger at Zod, which I really like. She's she knows she's outmatched. She knows she's not, she's probably not going to win against all these Kryptonians, but I like how she tries anyways. I have nothing negative to say about her. I don't, she seemed to fit the part, and that's from someone who's not that familiar with the character to begin with. But she seems like what I imagined a Supergirl would be like. So I liked her character. Michael Keaton, I think, to come back to a role that he hasn't been in over 30 years and just kind of just pick off where he did and kind of without skipping a beat, it felt he felt more jaded, but I think that just comes I forgot if it was Cyber or Andres mentioned, that just comes with age, right? 30 years later, Gotham is fine. They don't really need him anymore. He's just a recluse at his manor on the edge of the outskirts or whatever. I like how he's very disheveled with the long hair at first and he's a little scraggly, walking around barefoot on the table to sneak up on them. He's
like a hippie.
Yeah. I liked all of that. I liked where we kind of pick up with it. It's he still has the mannerisms, I think, from what I remember, because I haven't seen the original in a long time, but it's believable that this is where he would be at this.
What'd you think of his arc in the film?
Okay. Oh yeah, he does. I guess he does have an arc, right? He doesn't want to help them at first.
No, they gave him an arc.
He does come around, right? Once Barry gives him the sob story of I know you became this because of your parents, right? And he's I'm trying to save my mom. He's I forgot if it's him. I think it's him, right? They ask him why do you want to stay in this world?
He connects with him on the screen when he's down there in the Batcave on the computer trying to figure things out and whatnot. Yeah. And he just says something about his mom to him, and that's what triggers it. That's because
that's when he gets up and goes and does a thing on the bookcase and sees all the suits and stuff. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does have an arc. You're right. He does have an arc. He kind of is. He's sort of like the Luke Skywalker kind of. The Last Jedi coming around, all right, let's do this thing, I guess. Right? He's the reluctant mentor, right? The reluctant mentor.
Yeah. Done better.
For once, he actually does some shit that dies.
Twice. Twice. 3 times.
Oh, but what do you think, Cyber? What did you think of his arc? I thought it was awesome. I thought it was one of the greatest components of the film for me. It wasn't just that it was Michael Keaton; it was the arc they gave him.
It was great. It was fantastic. I enjoyed him as a part of it, but I think overall, altogether, everyone just worked so well together in this film. So I think all of the arcs were really well done, and I think they all encompass each other very well.
Good call. Very good call. You know what? I'm glad you pointed that out. It really is. That's a good thing for you to mention. Andres, dual question. Bouncing off of Cyber, and then just if you have anything on what I originally asked, did you feel like you liked the arc, if you understand what I'm saying, with the little bit of an arc they did give Michael Keaton's Batman in this different, sort of like branch dimension or whatever the hell it was, paradox dimension? And then also bouncing off of Cyber, I think he's right. I think that overall, they did a great job of casting this film. And I think they did a great job of the chemistry between the actors and actresses and whatnot in the film. It's good. It's very solid. They seem to work well together when they are together. If everything fits, right? It's a very well done film. It's very neatly well run, like a very, very clean machine type film. What'd you think of the way that the different characters, work together and whatnot, and were on the screen together?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I want to give a big shout out to the Flash supporting characters that we were able to see here. Iris West, she was played by hold on, the actress name is
some random black chick. Yeah,
Kersey Clemens. That's her name. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing it right. She was great as Iris, as the little we gave her. I mean, Iris West is the most famous love interest for Barry Island, so because she popped up in the Justice League, but we didn't get too much from her there. But it was great to see her more here. I liked that how she was a former fling in college, and I think it was great how she was supported to Barry what was going on with the father. So that was really great. The lab co-workers that were funny, but they also were comic characters. So like the blonde is called Patty. If you didn't see the CW Flash show from season 2, that's Patty, who was the police cop. She was the new love interest for Barry in the New 52. So that was neat. And then the other fella, Robert, or his name, just give me the second. Robert something. I forgot his name.
Ron Livingston.
Albert Demanson. He is a villain for Barry in the Flash Rose Gallery. He is Doctor. He's Dr. Acme. He also popped up in the Flash season 3. He was played by Tom Felton from the Harry Potter films, who played the. Oh my god, I forgot that.
He was the other detective, right? The other in the department.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So that was Dr. Acme, the future Flash villain. So that was really neat. But yeah, it was great to see Central City. That was pretty cool. So I thought those characters really worked well with Ezra Miller as the character. I wish we had more of them. But the little we got, it was funny. It was funny when we see them again, when they were like dope drug people, or they were like laid back people in the alternate Barry timeline. So it was very funny.
Did you guys talk about the changes with the movie actors already? But
no, we did not.
No,
with Michael J. Fox being what's his name? The actual guy that they filmed most of the movie with.
Lay it out. Yeah, lay it out.
I forgot the actor's name, but that is true though. Like they filmed most of Back to the Future with this other actor, and then replaced him with Michael J. Fox. So in this alternate universe, that actually happened. And he's like, no, is it oh, Michael J. Fox, talking about the guy from Footloose? Like, no, that's Kevin Bacon. He's like, oh, the guy from that movie that he's talking about Top Gun.
They're talking about Eric Stahl, I think.
Eric Stahl. Yeah, you go. That's right. He's like, oh, you mean the guy from Michael J. Fox from Footloose? Like, no, that's Kevin Bacon. Oh, the guy from Top Gun. It's like all these actors have been replaced. I love that.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, it was funny. It could have been funnier if they had the footage. Like, we got the footage from Back to the Future.
Yeah, it exists out there. That's right.
Yeah, so it's funny we didn't see that, but it was funny with the tattoo, which was hilarious.
He puts it upside down on his thigh.
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
So, okay. So basically, guys, right? Let me play trailers, okay? And then I just have basically 2 final questions. We'll do posting, get out of here, do ratings, get out of here. But before that, let me play trailers. She definitely was, without question. I really enjoyed her. She was definitely a real bonus to the film, without question. I got one more. Okay, now.
Yeah. Oh, one thing. If anyone doesn't know when Keaton say "Let's get nuts," that's just the famous line when he was in Vicky Vale's apartment with the Joker. So that was nice they did that.
When he gets like, he's all pissed, like, you want to get nuts with
the stick was for the fire.
There you go.
Yeah. It was. Oh my god, that was. Oh man, that scene was so crazy.
If there's one thing I have to ask you guys, right? As we sort of try to wrap things up, is I have to ask everybody, starting with you, Andres, what did you think of the way that they portrayed the what is it called, the
multiverse?
Not the multiverse. The when he travels time. What is that called? The
the Speed Force.
The Speed Force. What did you think of how they visually portrayed that, like in the film? I thought that was very captivating and it looked very interesting, and there was a lot to it.
Yeah. Again, as Cyber said before, a lot of people had complained about the effects here, but if you get past it, I think it was actually well designed, and I think it was visually like clear what was going on. I say before, I actually like how they depict the Speed Force here. You know, I like how it was like he was like in like a door, like a bubble, and like it was like he could rewind and like reverse like a TV to like these moments that he can go to and change it. So that was like a cool visual way to do it, and that's how we got the finale, which was great. So I think the Speed Force here was good. It wasn't overcomplicated or like nonsense like the TV show, because they went way too far for that. So it was simple. I understood what was going on with the Speed Force. If you don't know that, I think the movie did a good job confirming what the Speed Force is for the Flash. You know,
Andrew. I like the way they displayed it.
Yeah.
Right. How they portrayed, how they showed it, how they displayed it, the concept of it. Right. Almost like if you imagined it having TV screens, but without TV screens. Right. With time going, changing. Right. And watching events happen. Mm-hmm. Right. Almost as like popping up. Mm-hmm. I liked it. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I agree with Andres. I mean, this is probably like the fourth movie in the last 2 years that dabbles with the concept of a multiverse kind of thing, and like thinking to like how Loki has like the white light going around in a loop with the branches coming out. How Across the Spider-Verse has something similar, but it's like a web framework kind of these intersecting things. And this one's kind of just, I think it's, even though it looks a little cluttered, it's also really clean at the same time, where it's not like connections. It's like you said, it kind of reminds me of a kaleidoscope sort of, where like you see the different, like you'll see a Kara, and like they all represent different realities. But then like when you move forward, you see them kind of coalesce into the center, and like you see the back kind of come in, fill in, kind of like I'm trying to think of the proper term, but it's kind of like a kaleidoscope, where instead of going out, where it comes like in, where like you see it throughout the movie when he comes back, and like it kind of collapses into the center, and then the new stuff comes in off the edges, comes in forward. It's really trippy, and I think once you see it, you instantly know what you're looking at. It's not that confusing, it's not that convoluting, but it's a little busy because it's just multiple faces over and over and over. But I like conceptually, I can't imagine how hard it must have been to explain, like, can you make this visual where it's like a bowl or a dome, and then you just have the same thing all around you collapse infinitely. It's a really cool visual, and like, I don't do drugs, but I imagine this movie must be really fun on like some kind of drug or something. So yeah, so it's a really cool visual. I liked it. I wasn't that confused, even when we see I don't know, I guess the
evil version.
I was like, I don't know if it's like Savitar or what you would call it or whatever, but like when the dude shows up, like all purple, and like he like in the distance you see like this branching lightning, and comes in and just like when he pushes him out of it, like it looks like someone coming down the bleachers, like at a stadium kind of thing, and like it kind of already looks like a stadium kind of collapsing on itself. So I thought like visually, like it's cool how you see this threat coming to push him out. Like I don't know how you would portray that without it being a dome or like a kind of Coliseum stadium thing, like where you have someone come push him out of it into like the actual time. So I liked it. I thought it served its purpose and it did it pretty well. Original, yeah.
Cyber, same question, and then as well, Cyber. What did you think overall in terms of how they tried to use the terminology from the actual comic book events? Right? Did you feel like they did a good job for the audience, for people that maybe aren't familiar with some of these concepts and whatnot, and some of this terminology? They did a good job trying to explain it.
Simply put, yes, and I think that it logically makes sense. And I pretty much answered this question earlier, I felt, when I was talking about the other things.
Sure.
But yeah, so yeah, I definitely think they did. I think they did a really good job. And overall, I think it worked out well and really helped to brighten and enlighten people that might not be so familiar with the comic books.
Okay. So basically, guys, you tell me, Cyber, I'll go to you. I'll go right back to you again. Overall, give me your take on the whole film. What did I not bring up that was important to you? Whatnot. Maybe you think should have been emphasized more. Give me your rating. Right. Take as much time as you want, and just kind of give us a brief summary, sort of what the film did for you, how you got to your rating. Right. And then, whatever else you want to add in there.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Fantastic film. Really well done. It hit all my boxes that I was looking for in this film. Great casting, great directing, great visual effects, great soundtrack and music, and visuals throughout the whole entire film. And I think that, from get-go, I already was going into this going, I know I'm going to like this movie. I knew I was going to. And because I just loved Ezra Miller as the Flash in Justice League and his brief cameo in previous films, Batman versus Superman. And so I think that overall the whole entire film did a really good job of resetting everything to start off. I mean, not to mention the best line in the movie is at the end when Barry goes, "Who the fuck is this?" That was absolutely freaking hilarious. Absolutely damn hilarious. That was like the best line, and then it popping up to be George Clooney. That was fantastic.
It was.
And then Andrew mentioned earlier the Speed Force section of the film where it had a whole bunch of cameos. That sequence there was really well done, bringing in Christopher Reeve, bringing in Supergirl from 1984, Nick Cage's Superman that never got made. Oh man,
Nick Cage.
That was absolutely epic too as well. I think it was so fantastically done there. It was so cool. Then you also got other versions of Batman in the film too, where you got to see Adam West Batman. You got to see other versions. And I think that all those little cameos were really well done, especially with the other Flashes too. We got a brief cameo of the original guy that did the Flash TV series in the early 90s. And I think that all that worked really well together. It gave us this really great visualization that I think was it really showed what the Speed Force could be like. And I think that was so beautifully done, so well done. And I think overall the whole film, like I said, it's epic to me. It's amazing. It's great. It's fantastic. It's perfection to me. And I give this a giant solid 10 out of 10. Most definitely. I think this was my favorite film of the year so far. I was blown away by it. I was really impressed with everyone in it. And I think just visually, story-wise, and everything about it was just exactly what I wanted from this Flash film. Because I feel that, a lot of the other films, the last couple films that we've gotten, they were fantastic. They were really good. I enjoyed all of them. I love Shazam 2, love Black Adam, and all those and stuff like that. But this one just it really hit a core because how much I, enjoy Ezra Miller as an actor. And so I think that that's another reason why I wanted it to be so good was because of that fact, because I knew he had that potential and he brought it in this film. He once again proved that he is a fantastic actor and that, no matter what stupid things you do in real life, you still can act the hell out of it. And he did that with this film. But yeah, really well done film. Really enjoyed it. I also want to mention, I think that scene where Barry explains how his first time after getting his powers, he made that that first version of his suit, where it was just kind of like a mixture of things he put together, which that was a really fun scene where it shows him trying to save that kid and his dad. That was a really good sequence too there. And gave you a third version of Barry to see in the film too as well. And I think the one scene there too where after Barry from the present loses his powers and he tries to shapeshift through the wall and he runs right into it, absolutely epic too. Freaking fantastic.
He runs in a circle.
He runs in a circle.
He's not picking up speed.
Yeah. That was absolutely hilarious too. I mean, those were perfect scenes, I thought. Really great comedy and worked really well into the story. And I believe you guys were talking about the suit earlier. I actually prefer the Zack Snyder version of the suit better.
Really?
I think it looked better. I think it looks more epic. I think it looks more grittier than the one that they gave him in this film. I mean, this one definitely is a lot more closer to the Flash's red suit from the comics, most definitely. But just how they designed it a little bit, I felt it kind of looked stupid, especially in the butt sequence. It just they kind of did the Batman Forever and Batman and Robin thing, just missing the nipples. Like they made sure that ass was nice and round, And I just thought that it looked kind of stupid from behind. The front of it was okay, but I definitely think that the suit from Justice League was a little better looking than this one. I'm not saying it's a horrible suit. I just think the one from Justice League was a little better, the Zack Snyder version. But overall, it still was a cool looking suit, I thought. But yeah, overall, great film, 10 out of 10. Can't wait to see this again. It was so amazing.
Andrew, my friend, what do you think?
I liked it a lot. I don't think it's a perfect film. I don't think it's anywhere close to a perfect film. Much more at a 7.5 to 8 range. I went into this movie expecting to hate it. I think I even when I posted on Facebook, I had the ticket. I'm like, I'm going to see this movie so you guys don't have to watch this movie. And I came out like, wow, that actually was a lot better than I expected. Afterwards, I saw some of the reviews where people were saying like, oh yeah, this is like a really great movie. So I kind of missed those. And that's kind of why I went in with a negative attention. Because, I mean, I know Jeff doesn't want to talk about this, but all the stuff surrounding the film with reshoots and all the drama outside the shoot, I was like, there's no way this is going to be a good movie.
Well, Andrew, I just want to put it out there. I mean, I just interject really quick. Everyone I've talked to that's actually like wired in or attention in some way that saw the film like 3 or 4 months ago or whatever and whatnot, all told me the movie was fucking great.
3 or 4 months ago? Wow, okay.
Yeah. Every single one. I'm talking 3 or 4 different people that I know, like literally, like that I'm networked with and whatnot. People that Cyber knows, like, have told me that when they saw it, the movie was really good.
I mean, we saw the thing where Tom Cruise said that he saw it. He said it was really good, but then I'm like, I don't know what Tom Cruise considers a good movie, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And somebody else, some other high profile person, also saw the movie, a celebrity, and mentioned that it was, I forgot who it was, and they said like they liked it a lot, and I'm like, like okay. And then even what's his name? Even James Gunn said like, "Oh, it's a really great movie." But I'm like, "Yeah, but you're like the head of this whole company. I don't know if I believe you." So I was like, no, I don't think it was Chloe Zhao who said that. I don't think it was her. But I was going in thinking like, I really haven't. I'm not a DC guy at all. I don't really vibe with DC, and I just thought like my favorite thing so far out of DC was the first Wonder Woman and the first Shazam. And everything else has been kind of just like whatever. I really hated the 1984 Wonder Woman. That was like boring as hell. But I was pleasantly surprised. This is like somewhere in the upper, definitely my top 3 DC films. I don't know if I liked it more than Wonder Woman or Shazam, the first Shazam, but I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I think there is a couple of issues. I think the CGI looks so weird and jarring in some instances where it looks really bad. The music choices when they're doing like when it's both Shazams taking on the Kryptonians, I hated that song they put. I wish they had just stuck to some more orchestral kind of music. Some of the music choices were bad. The whole baby scene, like it was funny, but it kind of made my eyes roll too, sort of like him saving the babies with the microwave and all that stuff. I like how it looks like he's reaching for the baby. He's just getting a snack to fuel up to rescue the babies. I thought that was kind of funny.
That was funny.
The rest of that scene was just really, I don't know. It was just odd. The whole thing with the coffee guy, like that kind of went on way too long. It was kind of great at the end. I was like, okay, this joke's kind of run thin now. There's like little things here and there. I don't think it's it's definitely not the worst. It's definitely not the best, but I I enjoyed it. I would definitely watch this again once it comes to Max. I'll probably watch it again. I'm gonna run out to theaters to watch it again, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It was very heartwarming. I teared up at the end, dude. When they're in the grocery store, that whole segment, like I was like trying to hold back tears. That oh my god, like that just broke me. Like having seen so many of these multiverse movies where people are always trying to do something, change whether it's forget who Spider-Man is, whether it's saving his dad in Across all these movies, like all these multiverse movies do have like a very strong emotional reason why they exist or why the story is going in that direction. And like here, like I felt that. I really felt that. Luckily, I still have both of my parents, but man, like the whole him, no matter what he does, he knows he has to sacrifice his mom to like maintain everything. Like I was like, oh, and then like she's like, I'm just a stranger, but can I hug you? And then she takes I was like, oh, like I love that. I love a movie that can make me feel things, and this movie definitely makes me feel things. So I think that's why I'm kind of really high on it. But it's like an 8 for me.
I've had experiences like that with mothers, like figures, whatnot. The grocery store, usually they give you a blowjob, right, instead of a hug. You know
I should have seen it coming. I should have saw it coming.
Oh, no.
Anyways, Andre is my friend. Andrew, did you drop your rating, brother?
I mean, I didn't give him.
Andrew, did you drop your rating?
Yeah, I said like a 7 or 8.
7 or 8?
Closer to an 8. Closer to an 8.
I was hoping sure I understood. Okay. Andre, sir, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Sure. Sure. I give this a 6.5 out of 10. I sort of in the where Andrew is. Like, I don't think it's the best DCU film or the best superhero film we have, but I think it's better than the latest stuff we got. Like this is definitely tough for me in terms of Man of Steel, the Aquaman, the James Wan, the Shazam, but Wonder Woman is like still my favorite of this like DC shared universe. But yeah, there's just like two things that did bug me. Like number one, this is not a Flash movie; it's more like a multiverse DC film. So I hope next time we get a more proper Flash film, But hey, I think the movie we got here was really good, and I think that everyone was committed to the vision that they went and then they did. Second negatives I have was just non-confirmation about who murdered Barry's mom. Like, you think they will make that a big deal. Like, I know they couldn't use Reverse Flash because he's usually the one that kills Barry's mom. But I feel like that was a weird, like, not explain, like, who kills Barry's mom. Like, it could have been more impactful if it maybe was Barry that killed his mom unintentionally. And could have made it more emotionally impact the film. But as it is, we didn't really get any answers who killed Barry's mom, whatever, but maybe we'll see in another time movie. But yeah, out of all these multiverse movies we have, the live action ones, I'll probably put it at second after Spider-Man No Way Home. But for me, the best multiverse movies have been the Spider-Verse films, really. I think the Spider-Verse films have been the best multiverse. They just know how to balance the Easter eggs and cameos. Now, The Flash has actually have better cameos and Easter eggs than, say, like Doctor Strange 2 or...
it actually makes sense. Yeah, it actually makes sense, this movie.
Yeah, exactly. So... like, I would probably put this as second because I think this was a much better multiverse movie than that Doctor Strange 2 film. Despite I like that, but not as a multiverse movie. No. But yeah, but none of that. I think it does something right compared to these Miss DCU films. Is just having a dramatic drama. Because my problem with these other DC films, they're too much comedy and goofy. Like Wonder Woman in 1984. Was so goofy. It was completely different from the first film where it was so much grounded and it had a humor, but it was dramatic and had drama.
I agree.
That's why I didn't like that. That's why I don't hate Birds of Prey, but that was also the issue. Birds of Prey. It was too much like Deadpool, So I and then don't get me into Black Adam. Black Adam was just such a carbon copy of every.
Who the fuck asked you to talk about Black Adam?
I am, because I hate Black Adam.
The number of times he says, "I'm not a hero." I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, we get it. We get it, Black
Yeah.
Adam. You're not a hero. You have to tell us 5
Yeah.
times throughout the movie you're not a hero. We get it.
Oh my god! And it's like,
Well, he thinks Jackie Brown's the best Tarantino film anyway. So why is it surprising he doesn't like Black Adam?
Oh. Whoa!
Hey, I love Jackie. I love Jackie. I think Jackie Brown.
Most boringest fucking film ever.
I think Jackie Brown. I think Jackie Brown and Pulp Fiction are like, and Reservoir Dogs are like tied. Like for like
best part about that movie was Bridget Fonda.
Wow. Whatever,
Yeah.
Cyber. I don't know what's your taste.
Pam. No. You know what? No. Pam Grier was good in it too, and so was Samuel L. Samuel L. was really good in that too.
Oh yeah. One of the actors passed away, unfortunately, from that movie. And he had a
That's
great
right.
performance.
The guy that played the older white cop, he was good
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, he was good too. But anyway, so yeah, 6.5 out of 10. Not the best DC film, but I'm not gonna watch it again. I think one viewing is good enough for me, but we'll see it in the nearest future. For I don't know, a DC
You just contradicted yourself. You said that one viewing's good enough, so I don't need to watch anymore. And then you said, "Oh, maybe I'll see it in the future." You just contradicted yourself, bro.
In the future, in streaming or in YouTube. What? Why?
When you say you're not going to watch it again, to me that says you're never going to watch it again.
Okay, Cyber. Just look, Cyber. Don't listen to me, please.
Well, hey, on a positive note, folks, I think the Spider-Verse is really good. The second Across the Spider-Verse, I saw it the other day. I was a little dubious about it, but you know what? It was really fucking good. I'm gonna go watch it again tomorrow. I think
Absolutely.
just out of pure enjoyment.
I've been wanting to watch it for a second time, honestly. So I'm glad you said that, Jeff. I've been wanting to watch it again.
No, hell, Cyber. Maybe we'll figure out. Maybe we can do some kind of recorded, like short review of it or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Maybe.
Yeah. No. You know what, folks? My rating for the movie is gonna be a solid 9.5.
Wow.
Right. I can't give it the 0.50 because, again, I like to be very, very careful with my 10s. And Cyber knows that. Andrew knows that. Andres knows that. I don't like to just throw 10s out there left and right. I really, really I like to be patient with them. I feel like, like it's just, it's just like when it comes to complimenting women on dating sites and shit, whatnot.
Do 10s expire? Is that what's going on here?
It's just like, listen, just think about it like this, okay?
I just don't get it. I don't get why these 10s are so special.
Think about this contrast, all right? Now understand, like, right? Like, a 10 is a 10. It means it's the best rating I can give, right? At that point, I've really got to save that shit. Because, like, how often do you really get fucking just like straight fucking jacked up, blown away by like something like Andor?
That's where I differ on the 10s. See, 10 to me just means I really enjoyed it myself. Doesn't mean it's perfect. Doesn't mean it's the best. It means I think it's a 10. Now, you can think 10s however you like, but in my opinion, 10 just means I really enjoyed it.
I think about Shield's 10-inch penis.
Jeff, are you saying you don't want to give this a 10 because you just don't want to give out too many 10s? Is that that's not the film's fault that you don't want to give out too many 10s? I think.
No, I it's just how I am naturally. I can't help myself. I like to be careful. I like to sort of
so
like really.
You're saying otherwise this would be a 10 then?
No. What I'm saying is that I firmly believe that there will be another. Look, Andrew. Now, these days, Andrew, you've not been on the show in like 11.75 months, right? A lot's changed here. You know what I'm saying?
Knows that.
Right? I you know what I'm saying?
There is no 7.5 months. I'm sorry. There's no hell and way. There's 7.5 months, Jeff. So it's either 11 or 12 months.
Why not?
Because Jeff is like those people who like tell you their baby's age in months rather than years.
Wait.
Like he's 18 months old. Just say a year and a half.
Oh my god, that irritates me so bad.
Why can't we recast it as black too? The 0.75.
What are you talking about? Where did this black come from? No. I have a question for you. Just tell me the Spider-Verse, Cross the Spider-Verse is 10 out of 10. Please tell me.
It is. Definitely.
Let me watch it again.
It is.
And then I'll tell you whether I think it's a 10 out of 10.
It is a 10.
Okay?
It is.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. I saw it twice, and it's 10 out of 10. I love it.
Well, Andres, I don't know, bro. Your validity on these things, bro, is thin, baby. It's thin.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I have Andreas the Multiverse. I have all my variants. And
Now you're in the multiverse. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. First, you've been around since 1960 and all this shit. Now you're in the now you're actually you're in the multiverse.
Next, he's gonna be telling us he's been around since the Mayans. You know, it happened.
Well, hey, that's how I was in the 60s. I multiverse travel, so I'm the Spot. Look, I have the white shirt. So
what a cool villain that guy is. I love the Spot.
I love the Spot.
Not where he starts off, but where he ends up. I love that. I love that character.
See, this movie needs the Spot. That was the big mistake.
I guess. I don't know if I want to see a live action.
At first, I thought when he first popped on the scene, I thought that it sounded like Ryan Reynolds a little bit. I didn't realize it was Jason Schwartzman until I looked at the credits, and I'm like, "Holy crap, that's Jason Schwartzman!" That's
they
hilarious.
do sound similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, most definitely. And I just want to put it out there, folks. Of course, that Andrew is responsible and is a participant and a part of our new, our first merch that we're going to be coming out, whatnot, everything. If I can find the picture, let me see if I have it. Hold on.
Wait, what did Jeff say? I'm responsible for what?
Oh, wait, there's the Shining Award.
What? I'm so confused. That was so quick.
Some award he gives people.
He keeps coming up with these awards, and they're
yeah, it's weird.
They're about as funny as his massage parlor jokes.
Yeah.
No,
please don't breathe him a shot. Why you do that, Cyber?
You know he's gonna talk about it anyways, Andre.
No.
So just go.
I was looking for the picture of Andrew of the with the whole don't be ninja nobody, don't need to be ninja. Because you're a part of that, baby. Like you're a part of that lore, right?
I don't get it. I don't know what's going on.
Jody Chop.
Judy Chop. You remember?
It's just
the guy who's trying to teach karate or whatever. That one.
That's what he's talking about. Yeah.
I hate that clip. I remember it. Yeah.
They're going to take off.
Some of them going to bomb.
Just like they've bombed in the comics.
What about this guy? You think this guy can make it for the Avengers?
Diamond Days, a ninja teaching flicks. I didn't let me see the sign there. Come on in here, ninja. Here's my ninja. Diamond Days Ninja School. Come on down. What we're going to teach you, hold up, Lord. And what we're going to teach you in our first episode is a proper stance and a proper kung fu. And you got your Judy chop, all right? You got your karate chop, and you got your ninja chop. Now, what smart thing to do is like when you use a judo chopping, you gotta say it, for you beginners, like a Judy chop. Because what you don't want to do is like be a Judy chopping and a kung fu kicking, and there goes your leg. There ain't much hauling for a one-legged ninja out there. Right there, hard as a rock, but let me show you something. I'll have last time, baby. Don't put it in front of your face. I don't want to hurt you. But you got me? What we're going to do here, we're going to work on the ninja chop. So what we're going to do. You go a ninja chop. Now see, now sometimes it don't always work for a ninja. But it practice makes it perfect. Don't go ninja nobody. Don't need ninja. Alrighty? Now them things there, if I was put them in my pockets, that'd get me for concealment of a deadly weapons. It says you got your son fella coming at you out in the trailer park. Regular cannon you say? No, says I. Watch this, people. Yeah, we just rolling through the trailer park. What's that? What's that fella doing? Ninja start. Right there. That son fella jumps out behind a trailer on you. You got to put them on out yonder like that. And you can't get him caught up in your ninja outfit, And like if a fella's coming at you with
Dude, that guy lived right next door to me, man.
What the hell was that weapon he pulled out there? Was that a crack pipe? Like,
it looked like a damn skull can or something, didn't it?
Where did you find that?
Listen, that guy that he sent that in, that is his interview tape for the Special Olympics Avengers.
That dude, that dude don't stand a prayer.
Oh,
That dude
it's
don't start a
amazing
prayer.
something like that. That dude's probably popular as hell from that.
There you go, Andrew. Andrew's gonna be famous eventually, bro. When our merch comes out and the Judy Chop t-shirt and the Judy Chop t-shirt comes out, right?
Why did you commit to that such a long clip?
I know.
That was such a waste of time.
It's so funny to see you on there, dude. I love your facial expression. It's hilarious. I cherish the memories, Andrew. I've had so many good shows with you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
That's like when someone puts on a song you don't like and they commit to finishing the whole song. And you're just kind of just sitting there, just like, I guess.
Well, hey, I've got the Batman 2 trailer lined up too in a minute.
No. God, do you remember that? Like, you played that trailer so many times.
No.
For like half a year, you played that trailer.
Never.
Yeah, it was like for like half a year.
No. It never happened.
Cyber, wasn't it a long ass time that you kept playing the Batman trailer over and over and over, like every video?
Pretty much, yep. Yeah, he gets into those moods, you know, where he just like plays and plays something over and over again, kind of like a broken record.
Even when it was like a Marvel show, he would play the Batman trailer.
Yeah,
Like, what's this
like,
have to do
we
with
gotta
it?
talk about the Batman trailer because it's so fucking awesome.
I wish I was there because I love the Batman.
Cyber, that's actually a pretty. You know what? People don't usually imitate me or try to like do my voice or everyone. Not you should work on that because that was pretty good. I like that. That's pretty funny. That it's nice to know that I sound like a clown like that. You know,
What?
but
You didn't impersonate your voice just now.
I can't do impersonations at all. Andrew, can you do an impersonation
Of you?
of anybody?
No, not really. I can do like the Christopher Walken, like, you know, something basic, but I can't do like Jeff. I can't.
Nobody can do me now. What about you, Andres? What do you got, bro?
I'm not a speedster. I don't know how to vocal change my voice like a shapeshifter or speedster. No, I don't have that. No. Let's move on.
I know I could say whatnot because you use that phrase a lot. Whatnot.
I do say that a lot. Yeah,
whatnot
yeah,
and whatnot.
That's right.
Yeah, why not?
That's right, folks. Anyways, folks, listen. We really appreciate you. Thank you very much for joining our The Flash. Now, there were things in here that we didn't cover. There is some stuff that maybe there are things that I look back now that I thought were maybe weren't that well done in the film. Probably I look back now that I think kind of or could have been done differently or whatever. But they're very few. There's not many of them. Right? Is my point. I think overall that, like, honestly, I think we're all in agreement here on the show that we all thought the movie was really good. And I think we all would agree that you all should go out and watch it. It's worth the money. Yeah. And it's done well box office wise so far. In fact, you know, I think I have the numbers pulled up right here. I think it's already made like $74 million.
Is that good? Is that good for a Friday or for a weekend or whatever?
Let me see. I got it right here.
I thought you were including today, right? That's for
No.
like previews, right? Yesterday?
Yeah, just previews and then the 3-day week. The 2-day we're going into and then Monday they will report like how much it actually is.
Does Monday count? Because is it like Juneteenth or
72
something?
million. 72 million on the 4-day opening.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Not bad.
Yeah. It's just weird.
How does that compare to Guardians 3? I wonder how that. I'm trying to think how that did.
Well, so this
that's okay. We don't need you to break down the entire mathematical calculation, the equation there, Andres.
The previous were for this I remember was 7.8, and then Guardians was like something around 17.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, folks, no, we would all encourage you to go watch this. It's a good DC film. And look, hey, we got Secret Invasion coming up, baby. All right, it's coming. We're doing a Secret Invasion preview, right, on Sunday. Whatever stragglers I can find to come on with me, I'm doing another Secret Invasion preview. We're stoked for it. Everybody that's coming on the panel so far is really, really excited to come on. We're all invigorated and ready. I know you are, Andres, right? You're ready to review some fucking some Secret Invasion episodes, right?
I'm excited to see more Spider-Verse, but that's it.
Okay. Anyways, Cyber, I know you're excited to moderate some freaking Secret Invasion episodes, right?
Yes, sir.
There you go, folks. So we got 2 episodes. It's closing out June, and we got 4 more to close all the way out through July, right? Then we'll figure out what we're going to do from there. After this preview, this coming up next Sunday, I'm going to start a 3-part Andor season 1 recap breakdown. just like the Mandalorian one that did so pretty well so far. I'm going to do another one for Andor. And also, I believe it will be next Friday. We're going to be doing arachnophobia. Are we not, Cyber?
Say that again.
Are we doing arachnophobia? I think next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday is arachnophobia. Yeah,
that's right. That's Friday.
A movie?
Folks. Yep.
Yeah. It's a 1990 classic.
Yeah, we'll have arachnophobia, and then I believe after that is Casino.
Correct.
I need to be in Casino. I love Casino. It's my
let
favorite.
me know when you do Casino Royale and you start doing the Daniel Craig James Bond movies.
We'll get there eventually. I think we'll probably end up doing. We'll probably end up doing a freaking like an old school Bond film before we. I think probably before we do like one of the newer ones, but we'll see. But no. And then at some point, well, after that, I think what do we have after that? UHF, right?
Yep.
UHF, right?
July 7th.
Which is gonna be a great one. Andres, you're not allowed to. You can't come on the panel for Casino, bro. I'm sorry.
Why?
I'm just kidding, bro. You can come on, man. You can come on, bro.
You're lucky I didn't send my mafia friends to you.
Oh, whatever, man. Whatever. Now you're part of the mafia too.
What are they, a part of the Munchkin Guild?
He's gonna send some good fellows over.
Is this through the multiverse that you got all this going on? I mean, how else? I don't know how else you can make all this work.
No, they're from the Irish, and I know them from a past.
The old country.
Yeah, the old country.
Okay. Anyways, that's fine.
Guardians debuted to 118 million.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Oh, I'm thinking of Ant-Man Quantumania. That's the one I was more concerned about. I was wondering how that one did. But no, Guardians, Guardians did pretty good then.
Guardians Friday night did 48.5.
No, and Simon, this is actually important to bring up because if you remember correctly, long story short, folks, I went over to see Gerald Glassford, and he was very, very pessimistic and very like saw the Guardians opening, box office as like bad. As like a real death, sort of like a real bad indication for the MCU. Overall, word of mouth came out and whatnot and everything, and it ended up doing well, I think, financially. Didn't it, Cyber? Over the course of the next 2 weeks, it pulled off pretty solid box office numbers.
The Guardians?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it took in over the weekend, like I said, it took in 118 million its first weekend. Overall, it ended up making another 62 million its second week, and then it had a 48% decline the following week with 32 million. So it ended up grossing overall so far 810 million worldwide.
That's not bad. That's close to $1 billion. And hey, I don't know about y'all, but there was a lot of people in my theater today for the Flash. Right? I mean, that was nice to see.
Yeah, my theater was like a little low, but that was in the morning. I went in the morning to see this.
Oh, that's just big, Andre. That's because you were going to be there, brother. They knew that you need to have your space. Right?
I saw it yesterday, Thursday afternoon, 3 p.m., and it was, I think, a little more than halfway full when it began, so it wasn't too bad. But I want to bounce now, guys. I got to go. So
okay. No problem, Andrew.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, brother. Hey, we'll see you hopefully soon. All right. Try to come out for Secret Invasion, do an episode with us if you can, brother. All right.
Or Back to the Future.
Oh, that's right, Cyber. Andrew's coming on for Back to the Future.
All right. Peace, guys. I see you guys. Take care.
We love you, brother. Take care. All right, folks. I'm going to go ahead and pull up plugs here for my fine gentlemen here on the panel. I'll start with Mr. Andres, pop culture guy.
Sure. All right. Here we go. I'm still at 77 subscribers. So just subscribe and hit that like button, please, everyone. Thank you. So recently I just put up my Man of Steel 10th anniversary tribute. Check it out. I just recently posted now the retrospective / review on Jurassic Park for its 30th anniversary. Tomorrow I'm going to post the Star Trek versus Transformers Part 3 tomorrow. And then Sunday I'll probably, for Father's Day, I'm going to put up a Spider-Gwen tribute because I love Spider-Verse, so they'll be out. So yeah, you got 2 confirmed videos coming up this weekend. So yeah, please support me and Cyber to grow our channels, please, and hit that like button again. I really appreciate you guys. It's been really fun, and I'm excited for the next couple videos in this channel.
Me too. Andres, we really appreciate you, bro. You know what? You've been great, man, honestly, and we really appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to you doing a lot more shows with you, brother. And please, folks, you know what? Like, if anything, I need to be making more of an effort. Andres and Cyber deserve to be over 1,000 subs here soon. It's that simple. So, like, we need to make that happen, right? Like, they make good content. And Andres, if you need me, if you want me to come on, I'd be happy to review The Flash again. So you let me know if you want me to come on. I'll be happy to join you, and I'll come on and I'll review it again. I thought I'd enjoy it.
Yeah. Well,
let me know. I will see it again. So
let me know if you see Spider-Verse again.
I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. See it tomorrow. If you want me on the review, let me know. All right. Now, Mr. Cyberneticshark, sir, you, sir, are at under 700. I believe you are at 674. So, okay, so you are less than 100 away from Andres in sub count here. Now,
96 to be exact.
Okay, so now, Cyber, sir, tell me, what all would you like me to display that you have going on right now? I know you got Transformers up.
Just that front page is fine. All right, people. So if you enjoy me here on the panel or enjoy my moderating here on the MCU's Bleeding Edge, definitely check out my solo content underneath Cyberneticshark at YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or any of the places I post, TikTok, all that good stuff. I will be having my Flash review up in the next couple of days. You'll be seeing some trailers pop up for a few upcoming films that are going to be coming out, Dune Part 2 and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that stuff. I definitely check out my Transformers Rise of the Beast review. It's a really fantastic film. If you have not seen Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, please watch it. It is a fucking amazing film. Absolutely love it. One of my favorite films of 2023 as well, besides The Flash. That movie is absolutely epic.
There you go. You heard it, folks. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Andres. Go ahead.
Can I interject? Folks, the best of 2023 is Spider-Verse. So please, spend your money and go to the movies. Also support Dungeons and Dragons. That's also a great film of 2023. Anyway, go ahead, Jeff. Do your magic.
Here's my plugs. I've got this little cunt ass little bitch over here on Twitter, the toxic freaking like garbage platform that it is. He thinks he's like some spook or whatever, podcast informant or whatever, whatnot, right? And basically he's just a little baby. Right. A couple different content creators now have actually directly communicated with me on Facebook, and warned me about him, right? And some of his tactics and whatnot and everything and whatnot, and some of the shit that they've done to him. And basically his claims are that he's like, a couple times now on Twitter, he's ganged up on me based off some bullshit. And he's trying to paint me out to be this like piece of garbage that hates women and all this shit. So I just want to put it out there to this dude. I'm telling you right now, man, you better watch out because you ain't nobody to me. And I already told you that. And look, everybody already knows my penis is extremely tiny. So like you call me little dick or whatever, whatnot, does not bother me, just to be clear. And besides that, also, dude, you're not winning though, you're not a hero, dude. If you're a content creator and you're as big a YouTube channel as we are and whatnot, and podcasts as we are and whatnot, and you collaborate as much as we do, and you have a structure that relies on having guests all the time, you're going to, and you believe in balance, you're going to have lots of fucking different people on. Well, guess what? You're not going to get along with all of them, bruh. You feel me? That's called fucking life. You know what I mean? At that point, yeah, sure, there's going to be a disgruntled fucking person, whether it's a woman or a man here and there. It's not going to like me too much. You know what? I don't give a fuck about them or you. Just to be clear. So you go live in your fucking Twitter Inception universe or dimension and shit. All right. Why these people on here, folks, even think anyone gives a fuck about them, I have no idea. But you know what? Again, they live in the Inception dimension and I don't. So there's my plugs. Right. And, I was trying to message this guy directly, but unfortunately, I was not able to. In the meantime, thank you very much to Cyberneticshark. Thank you very much to Jocelyn. Thank you very much to Andres. Thank you very much to Andrew, GNN. Thank you to everybody out there for supporting MCU's Bleeding Edge. Please enjoy this as its video form. Like this. Ring that bell so you're notified when we go live. Support Cyberneticshark's YouTube channel. Support Andrew's Pop Culture Guy. Right? Support massage parlors. And We love you all. God bless you. And we will see you next time. Peace.